Hi, Conscious Mothers. Welcome to day one of our first ever emotional cleanse challenge. I am so excited you're here and cannot wait to facilitate this journey for you. This is going to be a very powerful awakening and stepping into your power over your experience. Really let those words wash over you. I'm going to invite you to take fuller participation in your journey here, in your life experience as a mother, as maybe a partner, as a provider, and as an owner and author of your life. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for this? I am so pleased to be offering you this. This is a real big brainstorm for me and comes from the inspiration of fall. As things change, as the old dries up and falls away, the new, it makes space for the new. The new can come in. But if the old doesn't fall away, if the past is something that we hang on to rather than let go of, there is no room for new growth. There is nothing new that we can create because there's no space inside of us, inside of our lives, our marriages, the way that we parent our kids, inside of our relationships, okay? The number one most important relationship in your life is your one to yourself. That's it. There is no other relationship that can be more vital to your existence, your experience, than your one with you. And you might include that God connection to you. I hope it does. I hope it includes a connection to something bigger, to creation or life force energy. So as we kick off day one, I'm going to invite you to participate fully, meaning it's a 4-day challenge. And I'm inviting you into greater ownership of who you are and who you're becoming and who you're being. And as I do that, what I'm asking from you in this easily accessible challenge is to show up for you, which begins with making a decision for you. So hundreds of you have already said, yes, I'm going to do this. And now the commitment time is here. It's day one. We're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days of your life where you would otherwise be doing the same old, same old. You would otherwise be pushing and striving through your day, not getting conscious about what's in the way, just dealing with it, just pushing through, and just kind of making the best of it, right? Trying to survive another week. And what I'm inviting you to do is to just shift that and flip the paradigm on its head and go, what if instead of creating more baggage, dragging my baggage, I were going to slow down enough to create a shift, a change in my experience, in my life, in my world, starting with me, right? So each day I'm going to be giving you one task or activity to do, which is going to help give you the steps to release one bit of baggage, emotional baggage, meaning a feeling, an emotion that you've been dragging with you from your former life, from your childhood maybe, from this decade you're in as a mother. And you will have the opportunity to identify that and to release that completely. And in the same way that in the fall, we do nutritional cleanses, we do food cleanses, we do boot camp in other ways, but often ignoring what's underneath. You know, we might shed some pounds, we might drink a bunch of bone broth, we might do things that we know are good for us and healthy for us. However, the underlying patterns persist. our thoughts and our emotions and our energy continue on, persisting on toward the same results we get every day, which tip us into overwhelm, which make us feel like there's not enough, or feed resentment toward our partners. Like we do a cleanse, but it doesn't get to the root of what's causing the resentment for us, right? And so thanks for all the tagging. I love you, mamas. Thanks for tagging your people. So this is about going deeper. This is about really being courageous enough to look at what the heck is going on inside of me that is creating these limitations, that's creating resentment, that's creating anger, frustration, overwhelm, sadness, all the stuff I don't want to look at or don't want to think about, all the stuff that really ticks me off. We want to find out what that is so that we can clear that, shed that, release that. Okay? So you're only going to need a few things. You're going to need a notebook or a little notepad and a pen for the next 4 days. If you have a journal, use that. It doesn't matter if you've never done anything like this before. It doesn't matter if you've never done any inner work or therapy or coaching. It's all good. We're all starting this together, and we're going to share our experiences in this group. You're going to share and post about what's coming up for you, what you're noticing, and where you may be getting stuck. And if you don't do that, then you are sort of cutting yourself off from the help that's available here. So I really encourage you to join and fully participate so that as you move through the 4 days, you're actually making headway. And by the end, there's a door that's opening to you. And there's progress that you're seeing and feeling. So what this cleanse cannot do is heal all the motherhood wounds and trauma in your life. And I say that with a giggle because I don't want you to be misinformed about, what is possible here for you. I can't fix everything in your life. However, what we can do is get more conscious and aware of what baggage we're dragging around emotionally. And we can also take ownership of the ways that we have not been stepping into our power and fully owning our experience, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Say hi when you come on. Say hi when you join. Give me some thumbs up if you are in. And I'm going to ask you to claim whatever part of this you are going to choose to move. Whatever emotion, whatever feeling you're going to choose to move. Okay, hi you guys. See lots of you that I know and love on here. I'm so excited you're here. So, all right, let's see where we are. So you need a notebook and a pen. The overall outcome, I'm going to restate for you guys. The overall outcome here is that for the 4 days, for the full 4 days, is that you are able to choose. And I want you to choose. Like this isn't, we're not just going to kind of see what comes. I want you to choose it now. I want you to get conscious and make a decision. I'm going to choose one emotional or feeling place that I don't like, that I know holds me back. Hi, dear friend, Annie Laurie. So excited to see you on today. I'm going to choose what that is, and I'm going to make a decision that I want to let it go. And most of you know what this is. So many of you made the declaration in the earlier post in this group. It might be resentment. Some of you said anger, frustration. Some of you are bumping up against a lot of feelings of overwhelm, which is why you're here, because you want to move that. So this is a great entry point into getting some skills around that. I want you to choose that, and you're going to hold that outcome for yourself, that's the thing you want to move and release and shed. Okay? So it can be one word. And if it's not a feeling or an emotion, I'll help you to tease out what is the feeling underneath that state that you're that you're stuck in. Might be depression, might be anxiety. So you're feeling anxious, you're feeling low, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling agitated, annoyed, irritated. Those are really big for my clients. Feeling annoyed, agitated, irritated, feeling everything's happening to me, so out of control, right? Okay, you got the point. So you're going to pick one thing. And the outcome of the cleanse is that you are going to release that thing. You're going to make a decision to fully release that thing. Okay? And so you want to go for the thing that you feel like is most in your way. Don't go for the low-hanging fruit. You know, you can. It's a self-guided experience. So you are in charge of you, and you can choose what you want to most let go of. But I'm going to invite you and encourage you to really use this time and this experience to choose the thing that's really in the way for you that you're aware of. And of course, there's going to be more you're not aware of, and that's okay. Go for what you're aware of. I get annoyed every day that the whatever isn't done the way I want it to be, or I get so angry when my kids don't listen to me, or I feel lonely, or I don't feel respected. Okay, we're going to start with those things that are identifiable to you and that really do bother you. It's the things you don't want to feel. It's the things that drive you crazy to feel. It's the things that stir you up and just really, really raise the hairs on the back of your neck, all right? Okay, so I can show you how to get some control back into your life by getting into your experience more, all right? So I'm going to offer you a training a little bit that is a part of this cleanse so that you know what to do and how to do it, all right? Now, the bit of the training, the focused piece today is when you don't understand the emotions that you're having or the feelings that you're having, you are going to feel out of control of them. You're going to feel like there's something that's controlling you, whether it's your circumstance or a grumpy partner or an out of control kid or a household that's in chaos. You're going to have the experience, or maybe it's your work and your job, like too much to do. You're in the crunch all the time, right? So when you have that, when you're dragging around that baggage with you, the emotions underneath that, they are participating with you. Those negative emotions are participating with you to continue to create that same reality, to continue to create the same results, like kids back talking or a partner disregarding you. So dragging around that heavy baggage is contributing to the consistent creation of that overwhelm. Do you guys get that? I know my clients get it. But tell me if you're new here, tell me, does that make sense to you? I really want to teach this and say this in a way that you guys all get it. So if I feel irritated, I am going to expect people to irritate me. Okay, without going deeper into that, I'm going to leave it at that. All right? So I want you to tell me if this makes sense to you. Right, like attracts like. Like attracts like. So if I'm feeling deeply wounded about not being respected, guess what I'm going to get? I'm just going to attract people into my life or interactions into my marriage or in parenting that confirm that wound is true and persisting now, here and now. Even if it started when I was 3 or 7, it's persisting now, okay? And so when we drag these things around with us, then we continue to make them true. And we continue to prove that we're right. Nobody respects me. I'm obviously right about that because I can see all the evidence of it. Yeah, did you guys get that? Right. Yeah, exactly. The more I struggle with self-doubt and think I can't do things, then the more I get into the rut. Exactly. So history repeats itself and we become more entrenched in feeling overwhelmed and disempowered to changing that pattern. And these are patterns and they do run deeply. could say more about that, but we're just going to focus on one emotion that's heavy or intense. That's really difficult for you to hold and carry. Okay, this week. And so when those emotions are like heavy or they just don't feel good, we actually feel, we often will be afraid to feel them. It's happening for all of us on some level. It is a human experience and it is universal and it is nothing that we can ever avoid. However, the more awakened we become, the more engaged in our experience we become, the less these things will bite us in the butt. The easier life becomes, the happier we are. The more stable family becomes. When we don't understand the feeling though, so let's say you're coming into this cleanse and you think like, obviously I know I have a lot of baggage, but like I haven't done the inner work, or I've done it, but it never got to the level of what I needed in order to really remove that experience from me, to get past it and find freedom from that. Well, those things that are kind of underneath the surface are generally really scary to feel. So what does that mean? It means like we just want to avoid them. We just don't want to feel them. Like, sure, I'll deal with it. I'll do it, if it doesn't take any work and it's easy. But I don't want to feel that thing. I just want to run from it because it's yucky to feel that stuff, right? And there's this big misconception out there that I hear from people all the time. Like, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really painful for me to feel that feeling or tolerate that feeling. And the reality is that is not true at all. That is never what I find. What I find is it's way more crushing to avoid the feeling, the trauma, not heal the wound, than it is to actually just move through it. But most people don't have the skills and the tools to just move through it. So you have the sort of the catch-22 of all of this. This goes way back, you guys. Like when we were little and our parents couldn't tolerate us feeling upset or angry at them or, overwhelmed or whatever it is, we learned how to squelch the feeling. We learned how to just kind of be okay. How to just move forward and not focus on the feeling. We learned how to kind of just pull ourselves through, because they couldn't tolerate how we felt. And, how it looked on the surface was like, you're okay. People think that if you have never been to therapy, you might think your parents are just really did an amazing job and are great, evolved people. And maybe they are, but they all screwed it up, just like we're screwing up. They all screwed up. Let's just normalize that. Like, yeah, our parents let us down. Yeah, there were times when we felt trauma. We thought we might die from something that was so hard. Like, that's just normal. That's every day. That's everyone. Trauma is when you perceived. It's a perceived threat to your existence. It isn't that your life, it was you maybe did not have a life or death. Maybe your life wasn't actually in danger. But if you perceived a threat to your existence as a soul individual, as a person, then you experienced a trauma. Okay, so let's just normalize that. We're all carrying something like that. And guess what? Like for most of us, it was okay until we became mothers. And then that wasn't okay anymore. And then I felt like really overwhelmed by all the things that I had not really healed. That's normal too. All right? And this is where my clients find me. This is where that's the entry point for like, I can't like get around this experience and get in control of my life and myself. I'm trying to control the kids. That's not working. I'm trying to squeeze help and support out of my partner. That's not working. And so we're just all miserable. And we all have the feelings and we all have the traumas that need to heal. And we all have the wounds that show up in motherhood. And it may feel like they're new. They're not new, but it's okay if you think they're new. And so what we want to do is understand like these are old feelings bubbling up to be healed. These are old feelings that are bubbling up to be healed, to be cleared, and to be released. Okay? Get that? Okay, so rather than hiding from our own emotions, rather than sort of pretending we're not feeling something because it's not convenient or it's so uncomfortable, it makes our skin crawl. We just are so uncomfortable with vulnerability. And that's normal too, you guys. That's normal to feel totally turned off by vulnerability in ourselves or in a partner, because that's what we come from, okay? So if our parents didn't know how to hold our feelings or our sadness with us or for us, then it became a bad thing. Then being vulnerable became a bad thing. So say below if at any point you've noticed this in your experience, that it's bad to be emotional. You're too emotional. You're too sensitive. These are insults in families. Don't be so sensitive. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Stop it. You're fine. Come on. You're okay. Does any of that sound familiar? Do you hear yourself saying it to your child, to your sensitive child? It's triggering when they get upset. It's triggering. So say below, come on, you're fine. Tuck your feelings back in, for fuck's sake. Suck it up and just be okay. You know, we want to force that to happen. And you guys know what happens when we try to do that to our kids. What is the result? What do you end up getting back? Right, stop whining. Stop whining. Oh, stop your whining. Right. Oh, Kate's so dramatic. Right. Oh, you're so dramatic. Maybe you were the dramatic one in your family, or you were the sensitive one. You were the weak one. You were the one who, this all story, right? And now we put these kids on our stories. And we teach them to pack down what they're feeling. And the worst end of that is we never learn how to gain control over our emotional self. We go up into the head and we live up there and we try to control everything with our thoughts by analyzing and solving the problem. And there is no solving the problem like that. It can't happen. We will never stop chasing the tail of that. Yeah, exactly. You guys are with me. So rather than continuing to make it wrong or stuff it down or avoid it or make it bad for our kids or for ourselves or for our partners who have vulnerability as well, let's do something else with that. Let's do something productive with that. All right? Let's become the owners of our experience in a way that's bigger than we have before. There is infinite power and potential within you, every one of you, and within me, to live a life that is so rich in connection and so abundant in peace and calm and self-trust that we can be more relaxed in motherhood than we have been before it. And that may sound crazy, and you may think, oh my God, I wish that was possible for me. Let's start together here, giving you a taste of what that's like, okay? So, where are we going to start? All right. I want you guys first to make a commitment to participate. If you already said it, you declared it in the other post, great. What I want you to do now, and I'm going to put this assignment in the text above this video. Up there, you're going to look and you're going to see what the assignment is for your activity today. And we're going to keep it really simple with day one. What I want you to do first is take a moment to tune into your self-meaning. You can place your hand over your heart. You can close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to listen. Listen for a yes if you are in, if this is for you. If you've already felt the yes, great. Take a deep breath, breathe in. Ask your intuitive self, ask your heart, is this the right next step for me? And if you hear a yes on your heart, I want you to engage with that yes and make a decision that you are going to show up and fully participate in this 4-day challenge. Okay, that's important because wishy-washy energy, maybe I'll try, I'll try to do it if it's convenient. To be so honest, I would rather you not participate at all. I want you all here. I want you all participating. I want you all showing up for you. I don't care, but I'm good. I'm good. I don't need you here. But you need you here. You need your full participation, and you need your commitment. And one of the biggest symptoms of living in sort of acceptance of anxiety or overwhelm, living sort of under the thumb of that, is a lack of commitment to have anything better. There's a lack of decision making to really get on the other side of that. And so I want to invite you to up-level your energy right now into certainty, into clarity, and into the decision that yes, you're going to participate for your own sake, for your own elevation, and plug in here for the next 4 days. Plug in, draw your energy from this circle and from all these fantastic women who are participating. And the reason why I invite you to make that decision is so that you can get a taste of what it's like when you fully commit, when you decide to be in ownership of something inside of you, okay? So I'm inviting you into that. And say yes in the comments right now. If you felt a yes, say yes. If you are in, say yes. And that's for the full 4 days. I've had women in the past who beat themselves up because they dropped off of the challenge on day 2 or day 3, or they felt overwhelmed. Guess what? That's a part of experiencing something new, and it's okay. It's all right. And nobody here is going to beat you up. But the reason why that happens, and I say with so much compassion, the reason why people give up, the reason why people fall off is because that self-doubt and that wishy-washy energy are in the driver's seat, and we don't challenge that. They're in the driver's seat, and we don't question that. We just go like, oh, I knew I couldn't. Again, reaffirming that truth that we're not very powerful. And it's BS. You are infinitely powerful. You are infinitely powerful. You have infinite power and potential at your fingertips. But if you don't call it in and claim it and create something new with it, then you'll stay in the old. Because that's called default patterning. And we just will. We will stay in the old, and we will continue to recreate the wounding and the results of the wounding. You got it? I see lots of yeses. Yes, 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 yes. Yes to you. Yes to you claiming your power. Okay? All right. And here is your, are you ready? So let's lay out your assignment. It's going to be up here. I'm going to put it in writing for the visual learners, but listen to it here too. So we're going to keep it simple on day 1. Part of your task is listening to this in full and really digesting it. Listen multiple times if you need to, okay? Listen to your body as you take in this information. So as you listen to this talk and go back and listen again, scan your body. I'm often on the phone with women for the clarity call, and when I say, how does it feel in your body? They describe to me what they think. They tell me what they think about it. There's thought, there's emotion, and there's sensing in the body, how the energy moves through us. And we need all of them. If we're going to move out of overwhelm and claim the freedom and motherhood that is here for us, We got to have all those things coming to the table. Okay? So listen to your body. Listen to what's moving through you as you hear this talk. Okay? Listen to your body. It is an incredible resource for you. If you feel scared of your body, if you feel uncomfortable in your body, that's okay. I still want you to listen. There's a you in there that's more powerful than this physical manifestation. So scan and listen to your body. And I want you to ask yourself, what is the number one most painful, destructive, scary emotion or emotional baggage that I am carrying right now that I do not want to carry? I am so sick of this thing. I am so done feeling this. This is destroying my mental health. It's destroying my physical health. It's destroying my family. It's destroying my family quality time. This is the thing that for me is so in the way. It's the one obstacle that I haven't figured out how to move yet. So I want you to ask yourself that question and listen to what comes back to you. It'll be the first thought. Okay, it'll be the first thought. Don't overthink it. I know you're a bunch of overthinkers, and don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Okay? What is it that pops to mind? Don't analyze it. I just want you to hear the word. I just want you to listen to the sense or the feeling that comes back to you. Okay? So, if you can't find the word for it, then we'll work that out together. But what I want you to do is, once you hear it, I want you to drop it in the comments below. Good. Drop it in the comments below. And we're all friends here during this cleanse. We're all witnessing each other. I'm going to call up your highest self. So we are respectful and holding space for each other. This is a judgment-free zone. It is a judgment-free zone. You already know that. You all are fantastic. I hardly ever have problems in this group. I've only had to kick out one person ever who was mean. So that's pretty good. You guys are all rooted in love. And this is a cleanse that is rooted in love. And I want you to come at this with your highest mind, with your highest self. Okay? So you're naming what it is. And you're ready to shed that and release that. Yeah. And not enough is great. So that, Kate, not enough. There also might be on there a feeling of emptiness, a feeling of sadness. So stretch for what's the emotion, what's the feeling. Not enough is kind of a state of being, and we look through that lens, but it makes us feel something as a result. And that's the piece I want us to all name. Yeah, so yeah, resentment, self-doubt. Yeah, doubting myself might feel even like energetically might feel wobbly, might feel uneasy, might feel scary. I'm giving you guys a word menu here. Because self-doubt is a thing that I do. It's a thing that I do. I doubt myself, but how does it feel? It feels shaky, scary, sad, vulnerable. Makes me mad. Makes a lot of people mad. It's frustrating. Or there's anger. So what is the emotion? It's weighing you down. It's getting in the way of relationship. Yeah, exactly. Tired. Yeah, tired. Exhaustion, right? Okay, so just open to what the feeling is, Kate. So a piece of this is noticing even what it is that we're feeling. And some of you won't know that yet, and that's okay. That's gonna be your level of what you're gonna receive through this cleanse. So what you can do is scan your day as you move through the day today, because if it's here, it's coming up every day. It's coming up multiple times a day. Scan your day with this awareness now that what you're searching for is the feeling experience. And so you wanna listen to any kind of heaviness in the body, negativity in your thoughts, And that's it. That's your entry point. So when that door opens, walk through it and get curious. What's a feeling? And maybe it's just like heavy, or maybe it's low, or maybe it's there's no right or wrong answer. You're just going to wonder until you hit the nail on the head and you go, that's what it feels like. Not enough for me. For most people, not enough brings up fear. If I don't have enough, I'm scared. If I don't have enough to eat, I'm scared of going hungry. If I don't have enough money in the bank this month, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling scared. I'm worried. Right? Those are normal emotions that hover around not enough. If I feel like I'm not enough, I'm failing. If I feel like a failure, like I'm letting my kids down, I'm going to feel guilty. I'm going to feel angry at myself. I'm going to feel scared about their future. There are a lot of emotions on that. So pick the one that feels the biggest. Okay? Okay. So when you choose what that is, I want you to write down what that is. And once you do this in your notepad or in your journal with a pen, I want you to write down what the emotion is. And then I want you to write down all of the evidence of that emotion or feeling, meaning how you know you're feeling that. How do you know when you're feeling that? So you can write down what you notice, like in your life out here, that shows you're feeling that. You can write down the words you say when you're feeling that, like how you speak to your kids. That's what tips you off. Like when I say, like, what is wrong with you, to my kids. I hope you guys don't say that, but I do know a lot of people say that. What's the matter with you? So you're not okay. That's I'm not okay. Right? I'm feeling out of control. So what am I feeling? Overwhelmed, out of control, angry, underneath that scared. Okay? I know this is a lot to digest, but I really want you to listen to yourself as you're hearing me, so that you can begin to expand your awareness into what am I dragging around, right? What's in the way for me? So I want you to say the number one emotion you want to release. This is the thing that's coming up for you big time. And then I want you to say how you know when it's happening. It might be the way you feel in your body. It might be what you say out loud to your kids. It might be that you cry yourself to sleep at night. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just the evidence that's here that's saying this is hard. This is hard for you. This is what's going on for you, okay? All right. Now I want to keep this short enough that people really make it to the end and watch it. Full participation. Do the journaling and writing piece on your own and drop it here. If you want to create your own post, that's good too. So create your own post in this group during the challenge week, and we can just flood the group with lots and lots of posts. If you want to keep it short and sweet, then you can just drop it in the comments below. But I'm going to ask you if you're here to take the action. You guys, intention without action is pointless. Absolutely pointless. For me to get up and be like, today's going to be a great day, and then I just go and do everything the same way that I always do, is absolute shite. Like, nothing new will come of that. So don't set yourself up for failure by thinking like, I'm just going to watch these and then kind of, yeah, something great's going to happen for me. It really isn't. If you take the action, you're going to see results. Okay. So do that piece for yourself. Love yourself enough to do that. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to put the activity, the assignment up above. I want you to do it, and I want you to post your results. I want you to name what you're going to release and let go of, and how you know that is a problem for you, how you notice that it's coming up for you. You can also name, if you want to go that next step, what it's doing to you, like, what is it doing to you to stay in that and be in that? Okay, but we're going to talk more about that over the next couple of days. And I'm really celebrating you and your action taking on this talk. So many of you have taken action. You've commented. You're showing up already. Really, really beautiful in powerful ways. So keep showing up. Keep participating. Connect with your people here and find the accountability from this group over the next 4 days. Really use that to fuel you, okay? All right. I'm excited. I'm going to look back later and see what you guys post and what you name below. And I'm going to give you a deadline because I know my clients tell me they need deadlines. So it is 10:15 Mountain Time, and we're going to say we're going to go by 6 p.m. I'm going to go on Central Time. By 6 p.m. Central Time, report in. Okay? Don't wait till you're putting kids to bed and blah, blah. Okay? 6 p.m. Central Time, and you could do it right now too. All right? And then we're all going to lift each other up. We're going to cheer each other on. And we're going to support each other and have a lot of fun while we're doing it. All right. Love you guys. Enjoy. See you soon.